True. Oh man. Beautiful, beautiful. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Got it. All right. No, that's fair enough. Yeah, if you haven't seen any of the other streams, I don't know, when was the last video I done? Let's see. My last video. Uh, let's see. Yeah, James. Been a long time since I've been on YouTube. Very much a long time. So, good days, good days. No, Spark was like back in 2021. Yeah, then I moved to a consulting firm um, later in 2022. Then I worked there till 2024. Then last year I became a contractor. Oh yeah, I don't have my webcam on. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, yeah, um, it's been a while. I've been contracting for the past year and a bit, year and a half ish. So yeah, the main reason why I left YouTube in the first place was because I was mainly working in NZ Super Fund, which is a New Zealand Crown-owned superannuation fund. So yeah, because it's an investment fund and company, there was a lot of restrictions for me to talk about stocks and even economy stuff. I don't know, like I think there were a lot of gray areas which I don't really want to touch. So that's why I kind of skipped the whole YouTube and I didn't do any YouTube for like the past year and a half. Also, I think I stopped making proper videos from like yeah, like 2 years ago, like probably like 3 years ago now, and I kind of delete my live streams kind of like year by year just because it doesn't really make much sense over time. So because the trends keep changing, a lot of the time I'm talking about things that are happening right now in the economy, but I don't want that kind of being watched and like being taken a different way or just like in a bad timing. So I think that was the main reason why I didn't kind of keep those live streams. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Hey Cam, how you doing? Oh man, Bugly. Cameron Walker owes me 1.1 mil in ZD. Why does that? Why? I don't even know. Like, if you guys changed your usernames, I will not be able to like remember you. Like, I don't have really good yeah, memories. So you gotta let me know. But man, yeah, the 55 million lotto happened recently, eh? Man, that was yesterday. I only got 4 bonus lines from it, but yeah, it would have been sweet to split 3 ways, 55 mil, 18 mil each. Yeah, that would have been really nice. James, wait, no, don't delete your lives. Just mention the date it's recorded at. I guess so, but then again, like sometimes I talk about things that I really don't want on the internet, and live streams they're a bit more unfiltered, I guess. So, and that's probably why I didn't keep them for a long time. I keep like some of the live streams on, like if I do like a specific concept video or something like that, but yeah, just live chatting like this, like I don't know how long this will go on for. It really depends on how okay I am with the content I talk about and what I present, and also yeah, I don't know, like I mean, YouTube's not a big thing for me, but like I do like talking to people. This was very short notice. I don't even think we'll have a lot of people here today, but maybe it'll be good to just make a video as well, just to bring in new viewers, because I'm pretty sure people won't be looking at finance and economic kind of economy focused like videos nowadays, just because everything's so bad. Like people are much rather looking at things like that. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I really don't know about this OCR, to be honest. Like, I can go on and on and on about the OCR, but man, I really don't like this OCR. Like, there's a lot of things I don't like happening in New Zealand right now, and sometimes it's in our control, sometimes it's not. OCR is one of them. I'm no economist. I'm just a normal human being who didn't even study economics, to be honest. Like, I might be talking out of my ass, but you know, like, yeah, like OCR 2.5%. I honestly think it's like really, really, really fast. Like, I think the RBNZ like really like they tanked the OCR way too fast, in my opinion. Like, I don't think it's really gonna help with New Zealand to grow faster. Also, if it does, I think it might make New Zealand grow economically in the wrong way, which is most likely property. I don't want people looking at the OCR being like, okay, it's time to buy up like expensive property again, because it's gonna do another like 5-10x over the next few decades. So like what happened with the New Zealand property market over like the past 2 decades. If people are having that kind of mindset and they're like, oh, okay, interest rates are lower now, I need to buy a house. If that's the stance that people are going to switch their minds towards, I think OCR dropping this fast to 2.5 would backfire quite easily. But if that's not the case, and if people finally realize, okay, property is not the way, not the safest way to like try to grow your money and like do property investing and all that kind of stuff, then I think it's much better. Like, also, like, the property market kind of cooled down over the years, since 2021, but it's I think it needs to come down a little bit more. Just looking at our other stats, unemployment, median wage, and stuff like that, it's like people on median wage cannot. Two people, let's say like a couple who both makes median wage, they can't really afford a median house in Auckland, right? Like, that's crazy. It's still like, I don't know how much it is. It's like probably, I don't know, like a mil, probably 900K, not mil, something like that. So that's gonna be interesting. Okay, let me get through the comments. Rambled on about random stuff just now. I'm never changing my username. Yeah, of course you won't. No, that's okay. I don't think I'll ever change mine either, to be honest. You got heaps of line and $20. Oh, okay. You got a strike. I never want a strike. I got bonus line. I got heaps of bonus lines. I've been using AI to guess my next lotto numbers. Sometimes it works really well if it chooses the right numbers, because it kind of repeats them over the lines. Sometimes I just get nothing at all. It's just crazy. Anyways, yeah, no, that's interesting. You see, lotto and gambling becomes a huge thing when the economy's not great. Why? Because when the economy's not great, people are more desperate to make quick money and stuff like that. So they kind of lean towards more like quick money, right? Like lotto, like the chances are very slim, but if you hit it, man, that's life changing. That's generational wealth if you invest that properly. That's hugely generational wealth. Yeah, and gambling is like, yeah, you go to the casino because it's legal, no problem. Seems ethical, seems like quick money. You get a few lucky nights. Yeah, it just goes all over. That's why Sky City stocks generally do well in economic downfalls. I really don't know what they're doing nowadays, but gotta check that out, not gonna lie. YouTube changed it, did it? You know what hasn't changed? Still have work at 4:30 a.m. You stream too freaking late. Oh, like that's the thing, right? Like I don't want to stream too early because if I stream too early, then people are not going to be able to see it. Because normally people are kind of like browsing through Instagram and YouTube around like at this time, right? Like right after dinner, because it's like people finish around 7:30, then they start browsing through internet between like 8 to 10 p.m. Then they go to sleep at like I don't know 10 to 10 p.m. midnight somewhere there. So I thought it was a good time, but I'm sorry guys. Like, I mean, I start work at 9 a.m. and I work from home, so like yeah, I guess yeah. I'm sorry, James. Choiboy, I already bought 2 rental properties. I'm not joking. I guess like it works for some people, right? Like if you're playing the long game, that's fine. If you're buying rental property, I think it's a slightly different thing. If you're looking to kind of like maximize your, I don't know, if you're trying to like go beyond what you can afford to buy your owner occupied property, maxing out like your maximum borrowing capacity, then that could go massively wrong, right? Because New Zealand economy still has a long way to go in terms of recovering, and yeah, I mean, if you're maxing out the amount of money you're borrowing from the bank, and just because of the interest rates going low, that could backfire very easily. And I think people saw that happening back in 2020, 2021. So, and yeah, what happens? Like people are thinking, okay, it's fine if rich people do it. If you have decent amount of capital, if you have enough money and back up to kind of tank through even a further recession in the property market, cool. But if you don't have that capital, if you don't have like a pretty high income, and if stuff hits the ceiling and you lose your job or something like that, you don't have much money backed up to to I don't know, to fill up your mortgages and pay it off. You gotta have to sell property. If your property went down during that time, then yeah, you have debt right there. Like yeah, it's not. I think property investing is tricky. It's not as easy as it used to be back maybe 10 years ago. I think, but I think I've I listen to people kind of talk about property nowadays. I think people are a bit more cautious. Doesn't mean it's not going to work. It's just going to be harder to make money in property compared to like the past decade or so. I think. Mm. Okay, Lotto website is really easy to use. I'm too lazy to gamble. I know, right? You just buy a ticket from Lotto and my Lotto, and you're in. Like it's not hard. I mean, I wouldn't call Lotto gambling, to be honest. I don't know. Like it's just like I don't know. Lotto's just Lotto. Like if it can be addictive though. I will say it is. It's pretty bad when it gets addictive, but if it's not, then no, it's not too bad. Man, yeah. Hope Leanne gets to Aussie safely. Yeah, no, she was on a while ago, James. Actually, no, I had like a test live stream earlier, like 2 hours ago, and yeah, Cam and Leanne and some other people, TT, yeah, some people joined, but yeah, no, good times. TT, I agree. OCR a point 0.5 drop last time too much. Steady to 0.25 better to avoid property inflation. Exactly, right? Like I think there's two parts of the story, right? Like some people really want to buy a house because they need to buy a house. Like for example, first home buyers, you have the deposit saved up, you're just waiting for a time to get into the market. Generally speaking, if it's owner occupied, I don't think there's too much of a difference to you know time the market on when you buy your owner occupied property. I think the only problem with your first home is like if you have a high income, I'm talking like well into the six figures, and if you have like more than 200k, I don't know, combined household income with your partner or something like that, and if you don't have 20% saved up for your deposit, you should be looking to save up your 20%. I don't think it's a smart idea if you only have saved up like 5-10%, and if you're just trying to rush into the market. And if you have a high income, I think it's much better to like, you know, wait another year or two and then save up for the deposit properly, 20% plus alpha, to, you know, have some backup, have some emergency fund. You don't want to put all your life savings into your home deposit, right? Which a lot of people tend to do, really. Yeah, it's not uncommon. Yeah, but the problem is now, no, it's not a problem actually, because even if OCR is dropping a lot, housing, the property market's not like suddenly pumping all of a sudden. I think there is a slight increase in demand, but there's a lot of supply nowadays, just because, you know, terrace houses, especially in Auckland, it's quite a popular thing. I've been going to open homes with my girlfriend here and there, and, you know, I'm looking at some houses. They're freaking expensive. Like, I live in North Shore area now in Auckland, and man, they're expensive. Like, they have barely 200 square meter of land, and they're going for like 1.2 to 1.4, sometimes depending on what school zone you're in. Like, if you're trying to buy like right next to Westlake, it's like, man, 1.4 for like a 3 bedroom, or like a small 4 bedroom house with like barely 200, not even 200 square meter of land, right? I'm not a big fan of kind of buying terrace houses in general, but, you know, it's going to be interesting to see, to be honest. James, Choiboy, have you bought a house yet? You were talking about it. Exactly. But you know what I've been saying the whole time? I was saying I'm not going to buy a house anytime soon, right? Like, yeah, no, you know, I stand by the stance. Like, everyone was telling me to buy a house. Oh, Jack, you should have enough saved up. You should buy a house. Even my mum was like, you should buy a house soon. Like, no, no, just no. Like, I've been saying no for like the past 4 years. You know, I could have been horribly wrong. House prices could have kept rocketing, but, you know, obviously I didn't see that coming, and for good reasons. And also, I don't really want to buy a house just for the sake of it, just because I have money in the bank. Like, I don't want to just buy a house just because, right? Like, especially if I'm not married yet, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't see the benefit of rushing into the property market yet. You know, like, maybe if I get married within the next 2-3 years, then, you know, I can buy it with my partner. But I don't see much of a benefit, because I don't see the property market going up. I don't see the property prices going up any much, like, not that fast over the next few years. I think you're looking at like sorry. So you're looking at like, I don't know, I think modest 3 to 5% per year if you're lucky. I think you'd be lucky with even 2%, or even stagnating at current prices. I really don't see a reason why house prices will go up that much in the coming years. Also, because of net migrations. You know, you've seen the news, right? Net migrations to Australia is hitting like all-time highs at the moment. Not sure about this quarter, but the previous quarter they reported on, it was like really high. A lot of Kiwis leaving New Zealand. You know, I still have friends around, still think about Aussie. I don't have any plans of moving abroad, but, you know, it's happening. It's happening. But yeah, no, I'm not going to buy a house for another 2-3 years, because I'd rather save that money up and have some money in the bank to, you know, you don't know what opportunities might come up. Might be stocks, might be ETF funds, could be a house. You know, I don't really see much need to, I don't know, risk. Well, not risk, but like get myself a mortgage right now, when, you know, like, I don't pay that much for rent right now. I'm pretty comfortable. People say renting is like you're paying off someone else's mortgage, but at the same time, if the interest rate goes lower in the future, or the property prices go down in the future, which I still think it's quite possible, you know, then it's a win as well. Obviously, we can't time it, but it's an interesting discussion. Not gonna lie, I have people from both sides around me who's saying, yeah, one thing like, why are you not buying a house? That's stupid. Versus, yeah, I'm doing the same. I'm not really rushing into a house. I got two different types of people around me. So, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes in the next few years. But yeah, no rush at all. Buy a house. He still owes us KBBQ. Man, everyone. Why is KBBQ such a big thing? Oh man, James, the market down here in the South Island is going great. Is it? I think for non-Auckland, outside of Auckland, it might be very different. For Auckland though, like man, like looking at these houses when I go to open houses, like man, the quality is just really crap. You know, like it's just quality is not there. Like I'm like very disappointed with some of the finishes, like the paint jobs, like man, like even the brand new bathrooms, they're like the soft close kind of, I don't know, cabinets or storages, they don't close properly, or they're like have too much friction. That's like the small stuff, you know, but you just can tell developers are just rushing through building houses. They're not really spending enough time and effort to make quality houses. And also, still, there's a lot of people, you know, breaking down their houses if they have like, I don't know, more than 600, 800 square meter of land, and they're just subdividing that like amongst four different new houses, terrace houses, which are like stuck together. It's almost like a prison cell to me, to be honest. Like, not a big fan. Really not a big fan, but yeah. Yeah, no, but Auckland though, I don't think I don't think the market's going up anytime soon. I think it's gonna stay down for a while, another year or two. I think. Like if it goes up marginally. TT, did you change your car? I didn't change my car. I still drive a Volkswagen GTI. Had it for 4 years now. No, it's a good car. Not gonna lie. I don't think I have plans to change my car anytime soon. I think when I change my car, it would be very close to when I buy a house as well. So I think after I buy my house, I will change my car. But till then, I don't have any plans to change my car. But if I do change my car, I've been eyeing on a car, which is the Audi RSQ3. Lovely car. But yeah, I really want that car. But it's quite expensive, not gonna lie. Quite expensive. Oh man. Like I don't know if any of you love Eurocars, but man, I'm a huge Eurocar fan, and man, like so like I don't buy brand new cars first of all, so you know, if I can get my hands on one of these used yeah, one of these things right here, man, I'd be happy. I'd be happy. I'll take it any day. Sportback RSQ3. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, do I really want to spend 76k, 77k on a car right now? Not really. Not really. Like, even if I can, I wouldn't want to, right? Because depreciating asset, whatever. Sure, I could afford it, but is it the smart financial move when I don't have a house yet? You know, and all that kind of stuff. Like, not really. It's not really high priority, right? I think. But then again, I got people around me buying cars that are extremely expensive, which are way beyond their affordable means. It's crazy. It is madness. Because, you know what? Wait. So, about car affordability, now that we talked about it, your car should be no more than 6 times your net monthly income, right? So if you make 5k per month net, then your car should be 30k and below. If you're spending like 35, you're marginally going above your affordable range, and then if you're going 40k plus, then you just don't really care. You know, like you shouldn't be spending too much on a car. And also, I'm not a big fan of financing cars. So if I don't have cash to buy off a car, like buy a car straight up, I'm not gonna buy that car. I really think car finances is like the biggest trap most people get into for the right reasons. You know, especially if you're in your early 20s, if you got first got your, if you're on your first job or second job, you're not making too much yet, you know, and but you want to drive a nice, I don't know, like a 15-20K car. Sure, you might not have that saved up. You might take a very small finance. That I might be okay with. But if you're my age, like I'm nearly 30 now, I'm 29 now, and if I want to buy a 70K car, I'm gonna have at least 200K just sitting in the bank. I think that's my kind of guidelines. There's a lot of guidelines, but first of all, it should be no more than 6 times your net monthly income. Second of all, if you can't buy the car 3 times, so if you can't buy that car, like 3 of those cars right now in cash, you shouldn't buy it. I think like that. Like, I'm a bit conservative when it comes to it. I don't like spending, like people save up years just to buy a car. I don't know. I don't think that should be it. If you want a car, you should be able to save up for it for within a year, and you should be able to buy it right away. That's your affordable range. Nothing more, nothing less. Hey Vivian, thanks for joining into the live stream. Housing market is about to boom. Calling it now. Got a Tesla Model S. Oh, nice car. Not gonna lie, Teslas, nice car. Good tech. Yeah, I mean probably above the average, but the build quality is crap. Like, have you guys I'm not trying to shit on like Teslas too much, but man, like these cars are crazy. Like sometimes the panel gap, like it's a brand new Tesla Model Y, and it has like different panel gap differences, right? You know, like one's like this gap and one's like this gap. Like it's crazy. Like I've seen it with my own eyes. And I was like, man, that's crazy. Like they got a long way to go for quality of cars, but yeah. Stock with your kid. Stock with your kid. I think. Wait, wasn't that Tusky stuff? Oh man. James, I have 2 kids now. Both of their portfolios are doing better than mine. Not gonna lie though, some of these kids, they're really good with stock picking. And you know what's really good now? I think ETFs are something that I'm really interested now that I'm getting to an age where I learned a lot of lessons of like for 10 years of dabbing into the markets. I realized I'm not Warren Buffett. I'm not going to be always choosing the best stocks, and it's hard. Like, man, like I should have bought Nvidia like 5 years ago, man. Like I swear to God, like yeah. But that's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna be able to pick good stocks all the time, and sometimes I'm gonna pick some stupid ass stock that's gonna like just dump my whole portfolio down like 20% when all the it's gonna downplay all my other good performances. I should just buy ETFs. I just sit on it for like decades. Like what Warren Buffett says. Like, most people shouldn't be doing stock picking. I don't know. Like, I think stock picking should be the majority of your net portfolio, your whole portfolio. I think it should be like definitely less than 50%. I think it should be more like 20%, 30% max. Yeah, 10 to 20% if you have a large portfolio. Yeah. So yeah, getting old in that kind of sense. Stock picking days are gone. My public portfolio, I sold everything off a while ago. Yeah, just wasn't doing too great, as you guys know. Like, I've been buying some stupid ass stocks like BlackBerry. Thought they would make a comeback, never did. Yeah, but yeah. Man, the BYD Shark looked okay. The Cybertruck, I've not seen one in New Zealand though. Are they even out in New Zealand? I don't even know. Buy property before car. Exactly, right? Like, I think the biggest problem is like, because New Zealand, it's hard to buy a property. Not gonna lie, for an average Joe who makes median wage, you're not gonna be able to save up for a house that easily. In Auckland, at least, right? If that's the case, But that's the people. Well, now people are thinking, okay, I can't buy a house, so I need a rent for the foreseeable future. Okay, since I don't need to buy a house, and now I have a bit of money saved up. Let's say, I don't know, like you saved up 50K for a house deposit, and you're like suddenly made a decision. Oh, okay, I'm not gonna buy a house. Oh, now let's redirect that. Okay, let me enjoy my money a bit, and they go buy a car. Yeah, it's like that's the thing, right? Like I think that's what splits people off. Like it's life decisions at the end of the day. Once you buy the car, it's done. Like once you buy a car that's beyond your means, that's like taking off like 5 years, 10 years worth of money off you straight up. I don't think people think about it that way, but it's a huge deal because for most people, a car is a huge purchase, and it takes a huge chunk of people's. It's a huge chunk of people's net worth. So, you know, got to be a bit more. Yeah, a bit more careful with your money, let's say. Learned it the long I learned it the hard way as well, to be honest. I still spend a lot, to be honest. Like I still spend a lot, still save decently, but I still spend it's a bit too much for what my likings are. Like I think lifestyle inflation does really kick in a lot. But then again, it is two there's two sides of me, right? Like I make this money so I can enjoy my life a bit. So, you got to have that kind of part. But also, I'm not the most frugal. I'm definitely not frugal. But at the same time, I want to be a bit more financially responsible as well. Like, I have two sides of me just screaming at each other inside my head every day. Like, it's hard. Adrian, thanks for joining into the live stream. The type of cars you buy when it's depreciated or you paid the house down. Exactly. If you bought the house, you're on track with your mortgage payments, you pay like an extra one or two payments if you do monthly or weekly, whatever, you pay more than what you're supposed to pay per year, then you're cutting off like, I don't know, if you pay one more monthly payment every year, then you shave off 4 years off your 30-year mortgage, right? So that's how it works, roughly 4 years. So if you're doing that already, and if you still have money lying around and you can afford a car like 40, 50K, 60, 70K and 100K, whatever, just buy it then. Like don't really need to rush into buying a nice car. I think, yeah, I nearly pulled the trigger on buying a nice car many times. I think every time I try to tell myself I have better times to buy it than now, to be honest. Like shouldn't be rushing into that. Hey, Leanne. Yeah, no, the live stream will be back. It will be available when you're back. Yeah, feel free to drop by whenever. I mean, I don't know how often I'll be doing these live streams, but every now and then, I think I'll probably start making a video here and there, more focused content on like specific economic or stock, topics. Just so I can bring in some new viewers, because I guess all of you here, like you guys been with me for like the past 4 or 5 years, right? Like it's been a long time. Time to bring in some new viewers. I don't know how many people watch these kind of videos nowadays, especially in New Zealand finance videos. Like there's not much going on here, and people tend not to look at finance and stock videos when the economy's not doing great, right? People tend to look at it more when the economy's doing great because they have money, they got jobs, they got good paying jobs, they have money lying around, so they want to buy some stocks and invest their money, like that kind of thing, right? But it's not really the trend, it's not really the vibe nowadays, for sure. TT, if you're self-employed, new gov scheme lets you buy a new car, get 20% tax deduction on top of usual depreciation. Quite tempting for tax deduction purposes. Exactly, right? And for me, I'm a self-employed person because I'm a contractor, right? So, if I do buy a car, I'll probably buy it as long as I'm still a contractor by the time I buy a car, maybe in a year or two. I don't know. Like, I don't know when I'll buy it, but when I buy it, I'll definitely buy it under the company and try to get some tax benefits from it because, it is, you got to make use of these tax deductions where legal, right? Ute to a van? Nah. No ute, no van. I'm a SUV. I'm a hatchback guy. Don't like sedans. Yeah, not much of a pickup truck or van kind of guy. James, you're right about the later Teslas, but the Model S was great. Yeah, I think the Model S was good. I had a ride in a Model S like I don't know, quite a while ago, like 7 years ago. It's a good car. Like was it 7 years ago? I don't know. Like one of the earlier models of Model S. No, those were nice cars, but yeah, I don't think they spend enough time and effort perfecting the cheaper models of Tesla. I think it's like they still got a long way to go in terms of QA. Yeah. Don't download this live stream. You can come watch it. I'll upload this and I'll keep this live stream up for a while. Yeah. To be honest, I wasn't gonna talk about too much today, but it was just more because yeah, missed you people, and I can finally make videos, so I thought I'd do that. But man, yeah, interest rates came down quite a lot because when I used to pull up this site, right, man, it used to be like hovering around 6-7%, right? So it came down quite a bit. Now it's below 5%. Even for 2 years, it's below 5%, which is good. Floating is around 5.56, somewhere there. Yeah, no, it's doing okay. Not gonna lie. Yeah. What happened to that software COY you worked on with the McDonald's platform? Oh, that was when I worked at Plexure, right? So Plexure, no, I haven't been back to Plexure since like what 2021, right? Because that's how it happened. Because some people were confused on my kind of how I jumped jobs. So I was at Plexure for earlier of my career. Then I went to TradeMe, Plexure, Spark, and a consulting firm doing more data stuff. You know, I was always a data person, so data engineer, to be exact. Then I went to consulting. Then I went to contracting July last year. Then I worked at Inset Super Fund. Then that's why I couldn't make videos about finance or economy or whatever because of insider trading policies. Then I currently moved clients to a Australian one. So I work at PwC Australia now as a contractor, remotely from Auckland though. So I work from home every day. But yeah, no, Plexure was a long time ago. I mean, it's still going great for what I heard. I mean, people are still there, long tenures. I mean, they've been bought out by Task. You know, remember the reverse acquisition that happened with Task, and Task ate up Plexure. Then Task got bought out by Par Technology. I think it's like a US company. And then, yeah, I mean, it's still around. I still keep in touch with some people at Plexure, but not much. Need a visit one day to see the people again. But yeah, no. Man, that McDonald's platform was a long time ago, man. I mean, the McDonald's app still works, so I guess they're doing fine. I guess. Yeah. Yo, James, you're gonna sign wrap it for the whiskey business, eh? Good luck with that, though. Cybertruck will be interesting. Will be interesting. Wait, Affinity V3 is free to use. I paid for it, lol. I use DaVinci Resolve now for editing. Do you use DaVinci? I use... I don't know. What do I use? I use OBS for live streaming. I use Adobe Premiere Pro for video editing. Yeah. I don't use much, to be honest. Hey, don't ban my... I don't have that many viewers, Cam. Don't ban good people. Keep the people here. I'm a dad. If we use Gen Z memes, they instantly become cringe. I know, right? Like, I still use a lot of memes because my girlfriend's borderline Gen Z. Well, she is Gen Z, I guess. Yeah, I try to keep up. It's not easy though. Not gonna lie. I mean, I'm borderline Gen Z and millennial, right? Because I'm born in 1996. So yeah, I'm very borderline. Like I relate really well with millennials, and I also relate very well with Gen Zs. More towards millennials for sure, but don't don't ban me. Why are you trying to ban me? Oh man. Yeah. Man, these news is like it just makes me sad sometimes. Like, oh, one month be like, oh, house prices are gonna go up because there's an increase of demand of houses, and all these people are first home buyers trying to buy their first homes. Now we're gonna have good demand, so we should be seeing property market going up again. Then you see news like this be like, oh, residential property auctions suddenly saw a sudden drop in activity. You know, like that's the thing, right? That's what happens with like this is what I like to call stagflation. This is a stagflation market. Everything. It doesn't matter if it's property or whatever. The New Zealand economy is pretty crap right now. That's why your exchange rates are pretty bad, and that's what Leanne was saying before. Exchange rates are really bad for New Zealand dollar right now. New Zealand dollar is really really weak. Why is that? Because the interest rates are going down. Yeah. Hola, you know. Like yeah, because if the what happens when interest rates are high? When interest rates are high, people hold the New Zealand dollar. Therefore, it retains the value better because people hold the dollar. Then, if the interest rates come down, then suddenly, blam, other assets look more attractive, like stocks, property, whatever. So people dump the dollar while they use their dollar to buy assets, right? So it's like like that's what happens if the interest rate goes down a lot. Like your currency drops, right? And that's why people going overseas nowadays, especially to like Australia, yeah, Australian dollars worth 1.15 New Zealand dollar right now. Used to be like what 105 or something like that. So that's the problem, right? Like that's why I don't like the interest rate. This OCR going down below 3%. It should have stayed at 3%. Even 3%, it should have happened like by the end of this year. I mean, it shouldn't have been this fast. The drop, like, and when people look at the news, they always look at these economists, be like, hey, like yeah, you should buy houses because I think it's a good time to buy houses. I don't believe bank economists. Why? Because they're biased. Why? Because they're part of a bank. And what do banks do? They make money from mortgages and lending money. Like yeah, biased opinions really. Like it doesn't matter if you're a good economist or not. But I don't like last year. Bank economists were like saying, "Oh, you should buy houses." And what happened this year? Didn't do much, right? You know. Yeah. I have so much to rant about. Like, there's so many funny things. Like, people change their stances very quickly in New Zealand, I think. Like, suddenly they're like, oh, property is good, property's bad, property's good, property's bad. You should buy a house. You should not. Like, I don't know. Like, just gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, you'll understand when you have kids, Choiboy. Yeah, yeah. I will. They'll come someday. I think maybe in the next 5 years. Hopefully have a kid or two. I don't know. Damn, your daughter's 14. 14, that's like year 10, year 9, year 10? Somewhere around there. Man. Must be in your late 30s, 40s. Okay. I'll enjoy my life without kids for now, I think. I don't need kids right now. Kids are expensive. Still in my 20s, so I can do without them for a few more years. Just a few more. We need an ad block on your browser. What? There is an ad block. Oh, that's why, because of incognito. That's why. Nah, that's all good. PB Tech can do the advertisement on my YouTube. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Whatever. Oh man, kid talk. You know, I talk about kids with my colleagues every now and then, and they're like, "Oh, gotta do kid pickup. Daughter missed her bus. Gotta go pick up the kid at like 3 p.m. or stuff like that, man." Ah, kids are nice. Kids are fun, I guess. I'm still a kid though. I honestly think I'm still a kid. Hey, Daniel! Thanks for joining the live stream. I hope you've been well. Hope you're doing well. Mm, man. Okay, let's do a quick little vote. Alright. Oh no. Trade me. Alright, let's have a look. So, how do I do this? How do I do a poll? Okay, which car is better? Okay, so you guys gotta help me with this because I'm stuck, right? Like, you said you know what I was talking about, right? I want to change my car in the next year or two. I'm stuck between two main choices, I think, realistically. Oh, I got okay, three different choices. So first one is a Audi RSQ3, Jimny. Oh, come on, Vivian. Jimny. Oh my god. Jimny is actually crazy. Nah, nah. I can't see myself driving a Jimny. That's crazy. So this is number one, right? This is number one. RSQ3. This is like top of my list right now. I love Audis. This is the first car. Okay. Second car. 2021 Mercedes. No, GLC. Something like that. I don't know. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, like a GLC or... Oh, no. Or a normal Q3. But... Where is it? Like a 45. Like... Oh, gosh. I don't know, something like that, right? It's pretty much well, it's a cheaper RSQ3. Okay, different engine, but whatever. I don't know. I just like European cars. Like, yeah, just like European cars. Just like European cars. Pyongyang Pronto GS to the fourth. What? You know, as I said, like when you buy a car, if you can afford it, you know, you can buy it. 6 times your net monthly income if you can buy the car 3 times. I think that's a pretty good rule. Then I think that's kind of like where my basis is in terms of like what kind of look like my next car. Kind of want to spend like around 50 to 70k, somewhere around that. I think, yeah, definitely not the best financial. Yeah, definitely not the best financial decision, but you know, it's fun for the sake of it. What is this? Pyeonghwa Pronto GS. Nah, that looks so Pyeonghwa Pronto GS. Man, that looks. That low-key looks like a Hyundai Kia Kind of even looks like a Merc, like one of those old Mercs as well. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I don't know. Yeah, but then again, right? I drive a GTI right now, right? Like, it's not that expensive. Not gonna lie, I spend maybe a bit more, maybe $200 more, $100 more, $200 more than a Japanese car per year. Had no major issues with it. Recently got my DSG service done. Like, it's not that bad. Not as bad as people say. Definitely not a big fan of the older Euros, which break down a lot. Um, yeah, I don't know, but just got a thing for nice, luxurious, fast Euro cars. Yeah, not sure. Then that's the thing. Like, you got to balance. How much money do you have? What's your monthly income? Blah blah blah. You know, like it's yeah. Then again, some people spend, I don't know, a decent amount of their net worth to buy a car. Some people don't. I guess it's a preference thing. I think at the end of the day, if it makes sense for you to buy one, then I don't think it's a bad thing. But yeah. I want to, I what? I want to, oh come on. Look, that's the thing though, right? Like, I think, yeah. See, I get shat on all the time when I say I want to buy a nice car, but why? You know, like, at the end of the day, it's just like, I guess some people are willing to spend a whole more money on their, use or their expensive things or expensive furniture or whatever. Some people just like to have a nice car. I guess, yeah, I don't know. Then I guess this comes down to, like, I don't know, what do you call it? Values or morals. Not morals, values, right? Like, what do you actually value in your life, right? Like, are you more of like a saver? Are you more of a spender? What makes you happy in your life? Is it a car? Is it a house? I don't know. Is it family? Whatever. Like, there's a lot of things. Get a Prius. Who needs a car when you have two working legs? Oh my god. Have you tried living without a car in Auckland? It's crazy, mate. Kangapu. Damn. You don't understand, bro. I guess, I guess it is. I don't know. I guess it is an ego thing. Like, I don't know. Then I don't see myself driving a Japanese car again. Like, I guess for most of my for half of my 20s, I drove Mitsubishi's Nissans. But yeah, since 25 years old, I started driving Euros. Oh no, from 21 I started driving Euros. I don't know. I guess that's why I make money. I guess that's like the values. Like, yeah, definitely not a frugal person. Now to think of it, you make me happy, Jack. Thanks, Kanga. I don't know if that's sarcasm or not, but sure. You know that thing loses half its value at the moment. Yeah, exactly, right. Then that's why I'd rather buy a car. Love cars enough where I'll buy decent cars, but also, you know, I wouldn't buy brand new cars because, as you say, they depreciate around 50% every 4 years or so, right? That's the rough kind of depreciation. It depends on the car, obviously, but I'd normally get a 3 or 4 year old car, and I just drive it for like 10 years. I think that's generally what I would do. Yeah, you can buy land for 50, 70K. In Auckland, bro. Good luck buying land in Auckland for 50, 70K. That's crazy. You can build a house for KBBQ. Man, building a house is still expensive, man. Like, you still need a good mill to buy land and to build a house. Like, a 3-bedroom house. Yeah, you definitely need a mill. You definitely need a mill. That's crazy. Man. I'm definitely beating you to 7 figures. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the end of the day, right? Like, I think it, you know, I don't know. Like, I'm stuck. I have a dilemma, right? Like, there's two things. Like, sure, 7 figures would be nice. I think that's not going to be hard for me to achieve in the coming years. But at the same time, like, I'm lucky enough where my income's high enough to kind of justify my purchases regardless. Even if I buy these kind of cars, it's not going to make a huge dent in how much I can save. But at the same time, yeah, if I invest this 50k and I can make that, I don't know, make that double in the next several years, then that might be it. Definitely might be it. But at the same time, I don't know, you got to get your drive somewhere, right? Like if you make, like, I think people have different ways of motivating themselves to make money. I think the way I motivate myself to make money is, first of all, I don't like, I think when I was a student, it was more towards like, I want to work and I want to earn enough where I don't have to look at the price of the menu all the time when I go to nice restaurants. Don't need to look at the grocery. Like, it's good to be smart about where you buy your groceries, and if you can buy it cheaper somewhere else, then I'd do that. But at the same time, if I want to if I want to buy extra groceries, and if it's going to cost me another $50-100 because I spent a bit more on better kind of options, I want to be able to do that without thinking too much, right? I think that was like my goal when I was a student. I think I've reached that kind of goal over the years, but like, I don't know. Then again, it becomes normalized, right? Like, it's kind of hard to, then I need to find new kind of ways to motivate myself to earn more, right? And I guess right now I just can't think of any other way to earn more because I'm already a self-employed contractor in my area of data and AI. I don't know, like, it's a constant struggle, to be honest. Like, yeah, maybe you should swap channels. Cards on the table. Like, I wouldn't talk too much about my net worth at the moment, but it's well into the 300-400s. Yeah. Like, I think, yeah, but then again, it's like, it's only the past year or two I started earning a lot. I think, like, a lot. I mean, talk about, like, I don't ever have to think about leaving New Zealand a lot. I think, like, something I'm grateful for, something, I don't know, the times have kind of blessed me in that kind of sense. At the same time, yeah, because I earn more, I think I'm more conscious about lifestyle inflation kicking in more. Then again, right, I'm 29, right? Like, then again, I spend a lot, still 29. It's like, I don't think it's like a race, right? I don't race. It's not like, I definitely have people who earn more than me, less than me, have a lot more saved up than me, have less saved up than me. Different stages of life, right? Like, at the end of the day, it's not really about how fast I can get to 7 figures. It's about how can I keep the balance of, buying nice things for myself and my family and my friends, and also, being able to save enough and not spend beyond my income, right? Like, obviously, yeah, yeah, tricky one, not gonna lie. I don't think it's that easy, like, especially in Auckland, right? Like, yeah, things are not cheap here for sure. Definitely not, definitely not. Be loyal, Hyundai or Kia. Hyundai and Kia is pretty good. Not gonna lie nowadays. Not gonna lie, they are pretty good. But then again, they're not as cheap as I thought they would be. I think like some of them are pretty expensive nowadays. Yeah, I don't know. I think cars are one thing I'd be willing to spend a lot more on. I think everything else is like, eh, like I can live by, but yeah. Not gonna lie though, I definitely spend a lot more money on other people than myself. I don't really spend much money on myself. I play sports 7 days a week. Like, I don't know, 5 to 7 days a week. Play tennis, play badminton, go running, go gym sometimes. Like, I don't really spend much on myself. But I think the one thing I would really spend a lot on, which is a depreciating or like a useless asset, well, useless belonging, is a car. I think that's how I would like to like justify. I don't know. At the end of the day, there's no right or wrong. I think I don't like Korean cars. Korean cars used to be pretty crap. It's all right now. I wouldn't mind buying one, but if I had a choice, I'd definitely go more towards like Euro. I don't know. Like, I think I'm not too shy of like sharing income. I think, I mean, IID can investigate me. I pay my taxes, so I mean, I use Henry for all my income. But yeah, it's it's close to 300 right now. So yeah, but that's only because I'm a self-employed, right? Like there is a bit of inconsistency in terms of like job security and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's exactly why, like, still kind of like that's how I kind of like brainwash myself. It's like, earning decent income, still kind of young, still got a long years, coming with being able to save up a lot. Like then again, it's like I should be, I should, but if we look at social kind of, I don't know, social pressures. I don't know what you call it, like I got other friends who are the same age as me, like 29, 30. They already have a house, they're married, they have kids, like I don't know. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. It's above 200, yeah. It's close to 3. But then again, as I said, like my income changed a lot over the past year or two, right? Because I moved self-employed, right? That I only started that, I don't know, year and a half ago, like July last year. So, and there was a bit of taxes, stuff like that too. Like there was a few things I had to buy to set up my business. Not much because at the end of the day I'm just a contractor. We only need a computer and internet, but I have a few other things I want to try out with my business. So I bought a few virtual machines and trying to run some AI models from it and do some investigation just for my career progression, I guess. Like there's like a few expenses here and there. Yeah, but I I think I'm setting up myself well enough to like, I don't know, live by comfortably in Auckland, but it's just like, then again, AI, we don't know how that's going to change my job, to be honest. It already changed my job a lot. Still got to do a lot of learning. Need to infuse AI into my work a lot now. Else I become very, very, like, it's easy to get very lost and very outdated in the market if you don't know how to use AI nowadays in my industry. Yeah, it's a tricky part, but trying to stay ahead of it. But yeah. You're 35. I thought you'd be a bit older, given that your daughter, was it your daughter who was 14? Yeah, fuck. Damn, I thought you were older. Thinking your daughter was 14. Jesus. Yeah, balance appreciating assets 85 to 90% versus depreciating assets 10 to 15. I think in that kind of sense, I'm doing okay. Um, yeah, I think in that sense, it's okay. Yeah. But I think definitely for me, I'd be more like, I think now, because I'm still in my first, I haven't hit 10 years of working yet. I've hit 8 years now. I think by the time I'm in my mid late 30s, I'll definitely hit that ratio. Oh, then again, I don't have that much depreciating asset. I mean, all I have is a GTI. That's all. Yeah, she's a nice, rich 14-year-old. That's a crazy thing to say, Cam. Jesus, you completely rebuilt, upgrade my server, and massively overhauled it. Yeah, nice upgrade. Nice upgrade. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of things like I'm like hitting like another quarter life crisis. I think at the moment, like earning a lot, saving a lot more now because I earn more. There's still a lot of lifestyle inflation, but at the same time, it keeps me happy, keeps the people around me happy. You know, I like to give back a lot to people around me, especially my friends and family. Not very calculative. I'm pretty. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like being an asshole about money. I think that's the thing about me. Like I've had a lot of people who become very stingy, and I don't know. Just I'm not saying that they have to spend more money to the people around them, but I've seen some people who are stingy on their friends and family. I just don't think that's a good look. So I try not to think too much when I spend money on other people. But at the same time, I try to spend enough on myself so I can motivate myself to keep earning the income I make. You know, yeah. So hard. So hard. Sun's 4. Damn. You got past the hard part though. I know a lot of my colleagues, their kids are like, in my previous place especially, their kids were like 1 to 3 years old, man. They couldn't sleep half the time. Yeah, that is quite a bit of an age gap, 10 years apart. Hmm. Oh well, I guess you got, man, 14 years until, not 14, 12 years until they get to an age where they'll leave home and start living their own lives, huh? Yeah. I think age gap, it's important, sometimes not. I think it really depends. Like, I'm only 1 year apart with my sister, and I think because we're only 1 year apart, we definitely vibe more, we talk a lot more. We're on the same page most of the time. I think that's like the big benefit. But at the same time, if you have a big age gap with your sibling, then I think another good thing about that is that the older one tends to take care of the younger one a lot more. So the parents tend to be a bit more, you know, laid back, um, taking care of their second kid. I don't know if that's the case for most people, but I've seen that happen with other families. So it's got its pros and cons. I don't think necessarily age gap makes it hard to interact with at the same level. I mean, I've seen some large age gap siblings, get along really well. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe it's an Asian thing. I don't know, because man, I don't know. Like at the same time, like at 18, if my kids were like saying, "Oh, Dad, I'm gonna move out," I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, you can do that," but I'll still be worried, kind of. Yeah. Maybe an Asian thing. My mum didn't even want me to leave home because I moved out 4 months ago now. I don't live with my parents anymore, and I thought it's about time. I saved enough time to move out, but yeah, mum didn't even want me to leave, and I'm like nearly 30, so definitely an Asian thing there. A lot of Asian parents are like that, but I try not to be like that. I want to be a bit more open minded, but yeah, tricky. Yeah. then again, like as you say, Cam, like some people love like have a really good relationship because they're that much older, and a lot of kids like to have like a motherly sister. You know, I don't know. I guess it depends on the kid, obviously. Gotta go. 5 a.m. start. Great. No, it's all good. No, I was just bored, so I thought I'd open it up. But yeah, thanks for coming along, TT. Yeah, like I think Asian families, right? They love to keep around themselves. Like they stick around till they're really old. Then once you're really old, like a lot of the families take in their their parents, which are and you know they all live in the same house and stuff like that. I think especially with Chinese families, they tend to do that a lot more. So they're like the grandparents, the parents, and the kids all they all live around in the same area or in the same house. And I've seen that a lot happen over my childhood. But yeah, yeah, I think definitely need more lives. I think for live streams to be a bit more interesting, definitely need more new viewers. I don't know how much time and effort I'm gonna invest in like growing this channel again, but maybe I'll make a few videos here and there and see if I can get some new viewers and kick off this live stream thing again. Yeah, wasn't gonna do it for too long, anyways. Might drop it. Might call it a night today. But yeah, thanks for coming all though. Really good to talk to you guys all. Yeah. Have a lot of good reflection points. Thanks for shitting on me for trying to buy a euro. Don't know if I can drop the option, but does make me think: is it do I really want one, or is it just my ego? It's a good thinking point. Hmm. Anyways, thanks for coming along, guys. Yeah, I guess stay in touch. If I don't come back before end of year, then I guess I'll come back the year after. I don't know. I'll just pop up here and there, make videos when I can. But yeah, thanks all. All right. See you.